Do you guys like the theme music? We designed our own song just for you. Let us know in the comments who's here. Let us know where in the world you are tuning in from. And if this is the third day that you've been here live, or that you've watched, write day 3. Write 3 if you've been here for all 3 days. Write 2 if this is the second day that you've been here. Or write 1 if this is the first time that you're joining. Yay, everyone jumping live. Hello. Yeah, hi Shanita. Amazing. Let's see who is here. Hello, hello. Day 3 and Lisa. Yes, hi Karen. Sabrina. Sabrina, is today your birthday? Happy birthday. Amazing, you guys are epic. Lindley, hello gorgeous. Hello you amazing humans. We are right on 9 o'clock now on the dot if you are here live. But we jump on a little bit early because, you know, tech stuff. We're going to make sure we're all prepared. Yay, Sabrina, what a way to celebrate your birthday. That is so good. I love it, I love it. As you're jumping on and you're dropping in the comments where you're from, how many days you've been here for the CEO series live, also drop in the comments your biggest takeaway so far. Have you started to take on the challenge of creating an extra 5K in the next 30 days? How's your momentum? How's your energy? What have you been receiving? What have you been taking away? This is all about action. We're giving you so many tools, the strategies, hopefully a lot of the mindset and the energetics as well, which is what I stand for and what everything that I teach and that I coach and that I mentor my clients and students on is all about the mindset, it's the energetics, and it's the strategy. Yay, Jen, hello gorgeous, hi EJ. We've got Napier in the house. I see we've got Canada in the house. I see we've got New Zealand in the house. So good. Hey Bryony, amazing to have you here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, great takeaways, exactly. It's finding the time, deciding to execute, and really taking what we are teaching and applying it to your own business. Cool, I can give you that back. Thank you very much. Yes, so we are here for day 3. I just want to see so many takeaways, amazing. So many takeaways, good. And we're talking about takeaways from the CEO series. I'm not talking about fish and chips or pizza or Chinese, not those kind of takeaways. The kind of takeaways that you have received and that you're applying to your business. It feels so good to be here and sharing this space with you, and I'm so grateful that this is a time where we get to have these conversations as women deciding, and I know there's a couple of men in this group as well, so I want to acknowledge you as conscious humans deciding to take these visions that we've got in our heart and to take some of the things that we're seeing wrong with the world, and we're creating these amazing products and services to really help contribute to the world. And when I talk about this, I don't mean that you have to have something completely groundbreaking in order to make a positive contribution to the world. I know that if you're here, I know that you're a good person and you want to do good. By the time that you leave this world, you want to leave it a better place. And so whether you are setting up a housekeeping company, whether you are a cleaner, whether you're a hairdresser, whether you're starting a business that creates the most amazing pens, and when people write with the pens, they write deliciously and it feels really, really good for them. I don't care what it is that you're actually doing. What I do care is that when you're doing it and how you're doing it is in a way where you're stepping into your most magnificent self and you're really activating your potential and you're doing it in a way that's aligned to you. That is most important. Who's with me? We here? Yes, amazing. Hey, everyone that is live. Is that Tanya? Hey, Hope. Incredible. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Just looking over at your comments. I can't see the comments over here, so I'm looking over. That's what I'm doing. Yes, amazing. Beautiful. Well, let us jump into it now. Well done for being here live. To everyone who is live, it's always great to see those that are most committed and most dedicated. If you're on the replay and you've created space, well done. you will have access to this replay for about another 2 weeks, and then they'll all be removed, and then they're going to be available for our clients. So if we're working together, you can have this. You can keep watching this. Let's jump into it. Welcome to day 3. We have had some really powerful conversations over the last couple of days, and really the ultimate mission that we're on at Paradigm. I'm the founder of Paradigm, if we've not met, if this is the very first time that you're here, and everything that we're doing is about empowering women. We're on a mission to empower 1 million women from all over the world to reach their potential through their purpose-driven businesses and make the world a better place, one business at a time. So if you're here, you're making the world a better place, and we're having these conversations, and we're doing our bit. So, congratulations. So why are we creating this? What I really ultimately hope, and that I've set the intention for us, for this entire container, this entire experience, is that I want you to absolutely love your life. I want you to fall in love with the business journey. And I know some of the comments that have been coming through in the last couple of days, you've been changing your mindset and your relationship with social media, with sales, with business, with marketing, with putting your offers out in the world, with yourself, with your leadership. And that for me, when you can fall in love with life and enjoy every single day that you've been blessed with on this planet, that for me is a job well done. The next thing that obviously we're all here for is I want to challenge you, and I want to give you the tools to go out and make an extra $5,000 in the next 30 days, and hopefully apply it and continue to add an extra $5,000 to your monthly revenue. How would that be for you right now? An extra $5,000 each month, right at this moment in time through your business. Would that be good? Yes. Good. Fabulous. If so, then you're in the right place. So we've looked at day 1, we looked at clarity. Day 2, we looked at expand. And day 3, today, we are looking at optimization. So we're looking at optimize. This is the O in CEO. And we're going to be exploring the systems and the processes that are going to help your life and your business run so much easier and smoother. And it's so much simpler than you think. I know for many of you, you didn't get into business to spend a lot of time doing admin or tech things, unless you're, of course, running an admin or a tech company. But I'm going to make it as simple as possible for you. And this is going to help you set up for longevity in the long run, longevity in your business. So just to recap, day 1, when we spoke about clarity, we were talking about the art of getting crystal clear. We spoke about getting it really clear on who your soul client is for each offer. We spoke about it from an energetic perspective, and we also brought some mindset and strategy to the table as well. We got this beautiful clarity starting to come through around who you are, what your business stands for, what sets you apart, what makes you unique, and why your people will be working with you, and ultimately the mission that you're on. Day 2, this was yesterday, if you're following along live, was all about expansion. And this really is the action of consciously growing your business through your reach, expanding your audience, expanding your mission, expanding your message, and all the different areas of expansion. And then today what we're going to be looking at is the streamlined system to help you create sustainable, this for me is very important, sustainable success in your business. How does that sound? How does that feel, the sustainable success? Hello everyone jumping on live now. Hi Wendy, hi Moira. Extra $5,000 is my goal for the next few months. Done. Fantastic, life-changing, fabulous, cool. Okay, cool. Yeah. So I just want to speak into that comment there. That life-changing, right? I remember so clearly. I still feel it in my body now. That knowing of an extra $5,000 a month, that is life-changing. And I had this realization. When I was actually working one-on-one with an 8-figure mentor for 2 years, and she brings in like over $1 million a month in her company, and she was talking about something. She said, "Oh, it wasn't like," she was talking about just this random amount that she keeps getting paid every month or so, or every couple of months. She said, oh, it's nothing life-changing. It's only like, I don't know, $5,000 a month or so. And when she said this to me, it was like this, like imagine being in a position where $5,000 a month was nothing life-changing. And what it did for me as a dreamer and as a visionary, it probably like most of you here, right? Give us some love if you're a dreamer, if you're a visionary, if you're like, I've got such big goals. But often as dreamers and as visionaries, we get so caught up in the big picture, right? And so for me, I was like, I think I was doing I was doing over 100K a year, but I was doing maybe 200 to about 200K a year. But my expenses were crazy. Like I was putting out pretty much everything that was coming in, it was going back into building the business. And so even though the business was bringing in a lot, there wasn't much left over at all. And I remember this moment of, holy crap, I've been so focused on the 8-figure business, the $1 billion goals, the big picture stuff. And this is really how the Leo method, right, the life cycle of the online entrepreneur, the different stages that we've been teaching you over the last couple of days, this is how this was born. Because I realized that I was spending so much of my time wanting to play in the 100K months and 200K months like a lot of my peers were doing. And really, I hadn't even nailed the shape phase or the scale phase. And this for me was groundbreaking. And so what I started doing was, instead of going, you know what, I'm gonna be manifesting 200K a month, which in my mind and my heart felt, well, of course I'm going to be able to do $250,000 a month at some point. But in my body, there's so much conditioning that we hold, right? We've got ancestral beliefs, we've got fears, we've got limitations, right? We're in this physical vessel for a reason. There is the laws of the physical world. And with that, there's so many pieces that we have to move through in order to be able to hold sustainably the amounts of money that we're calling into our business. And so what I shifted into was transformational in how I started to do business and how we've started to grow as a company, because I stopped trying to create something from a very ungrounded, right? It was coming from my mind and my heart, which isn't coming through a grounded approach in the body, right? And it was unsustainable. It was fight or flight. It was just constantly trying to bring money in to and it felt like I was constantly reaching. So instead of trying to have these what felt in my body very unrealistic, I knew that they were realistic in my heart and in my goal, in my mind. But to me, deep down, it was like, that feels so intangible right now, so intangible. And so instead of going for the up here, which I still know that it's inevitable, and I'm detached from when that's going to happen. I just know that the rate that we're going, it's going to happen sooner or later. I started focusing on 5K per month increments or 10K per month increments. And so instead of focusing on 100K months, I started focusing on, well, what if I could just add an extra 5K per month? What if I could just add an extra 3K per week? What if I could just add an extra 5K per week? And I started playing with these smaller numbers that felt far more doable in my body. And what we started to notice was the ease. There was this sense of ease and the pressure that I'd been unconsciously putting on myself. Please let me know if you relate to this. For the big dreamers and the big visionaries, you've got these amazing goals, but you feel this unconscious pressure. And you constantly feel like you're behind because you'd set out this big goal for yourself for the year, and you're halfway through the year and you're like, I'm not even a third of the way to my goal, not even a quarter of the way to my goal. How am I ever going to catch up? And so everything that you're doing is from this energy of playing catch up. Can anyone relate to that? Do you know what I'm talking about when I say this? Very relatable. Okay, constant disappointment. Totally, Steph. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about, right? And so what I want us to do is I want us to almost be very humble in the way that we're growing a business. And what I mean by that is, I know for a fact that if you put in the work, if you show up and you invest your time, your energy, your resources into growing yourself, your mindset, this is huge. We would not be where we are if I had not invested so much, ridiculous amounts really, into myself and my mindset, and being able to actually hold the leadership, the being able to just deal with even so many messages and DMs and comments and emails every single day, and holding more and more and more and more clients, but to be able to think differently and grow the business differently. And what I mean by that is, can you meet yourself where you're at and be like, we're very good at, as entrepreneurs, at being in a good way delusional, right? But this can also be at our detriment, because we start to get in this behind energy, or this constant disappointment. And so what I for me have found very helpful is to go, do you know what? Look at where I am. Holy crap, isn't that amazing? I know that one day I'm going to be over there, but let me look for a moment at where I am. And if I can focus on just becoming a little bit better and a little bit better and growing a little bit more, what I have found is this is where the quantum leaps take place. This is where the big jumps take place. And when you go all in, you're investing in yourself, you've got a good product, right? You're figuring out who your soul client is, who your ideal person is for each offer, and you're over-delivering, and you're giving a really good service, and you get out of your own way, and you learn to do the marketing, and you learn to do the sales, which we learned yesterday is simply service. You're just helping people, and you've got an amazing way to help people. It's your responsibility to tell people and to show people how you can help them. Then I know for a fact you're going to be successful, right? If you don't give yourself an option out, if you don't give yourself a way to quit, right? If you go, I'm doing this, there is no other option, it has to succeed. That commitment mixed with the strategy and the showing up and that constant persistence, it would be impossible for it not to work. Impossible, right? You feel me? Who feels that? Who knows that? Yes, groundedness, amazing. Okay, I'm just gonna grab some water. Let me know who's feeling this in the comments. Yes, good. Feel a difference in your body. Amazing. Understand. Reachable. 100K seems overwhelmed, but 5K. Boom. Perfect, Talia. There we go. Right? Some of you have shared this before as well. Instead of 100K months, which is our next thing that we're anchoring, our next amount that we're anchoring, in my body, it feels way more doable to do 20K a week or 25K a week and 30K a week. That's really what we're focusing on. Wow, realized I don't even know how to hold 2K months, and I've had the goal of 10K months. Oh my gosh, massive realization. This is amazing. There we go. So the solution for that, when you're like, oh my gosh, I can't even hold that, is gratitude and presence with where you're at. The sooner that we can go, okay, this is what's going on, right? Whether it's in your bank account, whether it's in your business, whether it's with your revenue, when you could go, this is what's actually going on. It doesn't need to make anything about you as a person. We so often make it mean something. Oh, I'm doing 2K a month, that must mean X, Y, Z. No, it doesn't mean anything, right? When I was starting, I couldn't even open my bank accounts on my phone without crying. Dane remembers this really well. We're trying to, starting my business, open my bank accounts and break into tears in a heap on the floor. And I started to realize that if I want to become a millionaire and a multi-millionaire and a successful businesswoman, I'm going to have to get over this. So I did a lot of trauma work. I did a lot of healing work. This is how I started to get into my shamanic work that I do as well. And this is, I know for a fact, proof that no matter what your relationship with money, with your revenue, with your current business acumen, no matter what that is, I know for a fact that you're able to shift into a whole new version of you. I'm standing here today, and I wouldn't be standing here today if I hadn't had to gone through that. And so I know for a fact that no matter what your relationship is right now with your bank accounts and with your finances, I know that it's possible for you to change and to shift into a wealth mindset and an abundance frequency. Abundance frequency is where you know that you're always safe, you're always supported, you're always taken care of. There is no need to fear whether you're going to be provided for or not. You know that there is more than enough. You know that things are always just going to keep coming in. Funny enough, I've actually learned a lot more about abundance mindset than people who have had less money than me, because I've seen them live in a state of abundance, and I've seen people who are super wealthy live in a state of scarcity. So I realized that an abundance frequency has nothing to do with the amount of money, it's a state of being. So now that we've had that conversation, side note, that was important. Was that helpful? That little caveat there? Okay. So what we want to make very, very simple is how are you going to start creating an extra 5K per month? If this for you right now is going to be life-changing, then listen up. It gets to be simple. Okay, and that's what we're going to show you a very simple process today. It's only 4 pieces of the process. You just focus on these 4 things for the next 30 to 60 days, you will notice huge shifts, right? These are not the 4 things. This is just going to give you an insight into what they are. But I want you to think of it from a very logistic, a very logical place, okay? 5K a month is 20 sales of something for $250, right? It's 10 sales for something of $500. It's 5 sales for something at $1,000. Or it's 1 sale for something at $5,000. Now, hopefully from the conversations that we've had from the last 2 days, you started to see the value of what you provide. Can everyone on the call who's live right now just go ahead and type yes if you believe that you can create a product for $250? I'm hoping that everyone says yes. If you're not saying yes, there's your work. Do you believe? Okay, good. Good. Do you believe that you can create a product for $500? Yes. Upgraded offerings. Boom. Perfect. Cool. Yeah, 500. Awesome. Do you believe that you can create a product for $1,000? Right, this is where we might start to notice any other money stuff coming up for you. 1,000, type 1,000 in the comments if you believe that you've got something to offer that you can create for $1,000. 500, yes, 1,000. Yes, perfect. Amazing, you guys, you've got this. Yes, incredible. Absolutely incredible. Okay, now here we go. Do you believe, okay, in time, this is good. So I hope you've just said in time 1,000. That shows you your price point that you right now feel confident in. I would be looking at creating an offer that's something that you feel confident in charging. So either $250 or $500 or somewhere around there where you know for a fact that you can charge that amount, right? If you're taking these numbers and you go, I'm going to create a $5,000 offer, but you don't even know if you're able to create a $1,000 offer and you're trying to sell it and you wonder why people aren't buying it, I would imagine that there's probably a lot of unconscious beliefs and energetic agreements happening under the surface that are blocking those sales coming in. Okay, 5K not yet. Cool. All right. Type 5K if you know that you can create something for 5K. Yes, 5K. I'm very thirsty today. Must be all the energy we're moving through this. 5K not yet. Again, amazing Wendy, same as what I said before around the $1,000 offer, the 5K offer would apply to you as well. 5K, yes. Not yet. Easily. Perfect. Right? Now, you could add some more numbers to that. You could go 10K, 20K, 30K. We'll keep it simple for now. But if you can answer yes to 10K, 20K, 30K, you'd only need to make 1 sale every 6 months if you're selling something for 30K and have it paid off over 5K per month, and there's an extra 5K per month. Comments. Okay, there we go. Not for me yet. Okay, perfect, you guys. This is exactly it. I know I could, but trying to figure out what's stopping me. Cool. So what I would be doing is, as we have the rest of today's conversation, we're going to be here for about another probably 20 or so minutes. What I would be doing is have in the back of your mind the amount that you know, choosing one of these as a ballpark and working with that you know that you could comfortably sell, right? I see a lot of people, and I fell into this mistake as well when I was starting out. Like I said yesterday, you're often taking advice from people who are way ahead of you and trying to apply their strategies to where you're at, and it's not working. And so what I would do is I would take where you're currently at, what you know that you could sell. If you're like, I only think right now that I could actually create something for $250, that is totally cool, right? Do you know 20 people that you could sell that to, right? Or even 10 people, there's 2,500. Cool, thank you. Is that cool? We're gonna move on now. So you got the numbers, you got the number that you're gonna work with, what you're most comfortable with for right now. Yeah, cool. What I can do and what feels right to do aren't the same. Yeah, okay, then there's another conversation clear as well. What you feel is right to do. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit more so others can see the example that you've got here as well? Because obviously you want to do what's aligned for you, and then the work to recalibrate so that those are a match. Okay, so I want to take you through a breakdown of the first very successful launch that I had back in 2019. And for those of you that were, I can't remember if it was yesterday or the day before, where I talked about I remember our first 10K month was in March 2019. It was the most exciting thing ever. And from there, we went on to create, that was the year where I realized that I'm either going all in on my business and I'm going to create more success than I ever would have in corporate, or there's no point in doing this. And I remember telling everyone, people telling me, Libby, you know that most businesses fail in their first 5 years or their first year. And I remember sitting there telling people, I think I'd made, I don't know, maybe 20 grand in the business at this stage, or 30 grand. And I remember saying, well, that's fine, because I'm creating a 6-figure business. I'm going to do 6 figures this year. And I remember this feeling that I would get from people, or this judgment that I was receiving. I'm like, oh yeah, right. And then I was like, I took that and I was like, how dare they? How dare they? They don't believe in me. I'm gonna prove them wrong. Right? There's part of my shadow. I'm like, I'm gonna prove them wrong. And so I set out and I was like, I'm creating a 6-figure business. And that whole entire year, I showed up like I was a 6-figure business owner. I was like, there's no other option. There's no other option. And it was in New Zealand, our tax year runs from April to March. And so in that year, that 2019 tax year, of 2019 to whatever, March 2020, we crossed 6 figures in that time. And I remember my accountant looking at me like, how did you do that? Because he saw the first year and then he saw the second year. He's like, what? Like, what's happening? And so I shared with him these strategies and, the energetics and the mindset. And anyway, that was really fun. So I want to show you that, because wherever you're at right now, right, if you have this very clear goal for yourself and this drive, and for me, having people that didn't believe in me, that for me was fuel. It was like this, let me show them. And it was the fuel that I almost needed, right? That contrast to believe in myself, to go, let me show them. Let me show myself. And I went and did it. And that just set up a huge belief system for me. I'm like, if I could go from where I was to where I am now, right at the end of 2019, and it was life-changing. And the first launch that we did in 2019 was with a program called Step Into Your Soul Work. So this is the process that we went through. It was very, very simple, but I'll break down the exact process. I just want to check these comments. I want to start at a different price point. Claire, different price point than, like, higher than what you currently feel confident in, or lower. I can create something that's 5K value, but my business is not ready for that yet. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so maybe that's what you work towards. Maybe that's in the tiered pricing, or in the journey that you're creating. Maybe you know that you're creating something that is going to be 5K, but the business isn't ready for it. So you're meeting the business where it's at, but you also know that you're absolutely rocking in confidence with, okay, I'm going to go in, I'm going to launch something for this. But you might also get the idea in sooner than you realize, perhaps, for a 5K offer that's wanting to come through, or more, or around a different amount, or it might be an upsell, or it might be more of an experience, or something like that. It's just having that awareness of what you know that you can hold right now. Cool. So what we did in 2019, this was when I decided that I was helping people get clear on their purpose. I realized that my sober coaching business was starting to fizzle away. It was like I had to start with that for me to learn a whole bunch of things, and that was my entry point into the coaching industry. And then I remember this moment at the end of 2018. Dane and I had just got married in Bali, and all my clients, all my sober coaching clients started to fizzle away. And I remember freaking out. So I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, no clients are coming in. What is it? And I realized that when everything's fizzling away or dissolving, it's because that we need the space for something new to come through. So I took a lot of time. I was in Bali. It was the perfect place to spend a lot of time meditating, a lot of time healing, a lot of time doing a lot of inner work and getting really clear on what is it that I'm able to provide? What is it that I'm able to help with? And I had left the corporate industry, or the corporate world rather, with a lot of leadership and sales experience. I was always winning sales awards and things like that as a travel agent and winning trips around the world. And I was teaching and educating, and I had a background in psychology. So I had all of these things that I was able to bring to the table. And I realized that when I was just focusing on sober coaching and self-love, and I realized I was like, what I'm actually helping people with is their purpose. And so I created this Step Into Your Soul work as a response to lots of the questions that were coming in on my comments, right? If you're noticing people asking questions on your stories, on your comment stories, don't exist back then, but on your posts or your messages or your emails or conversations that you're having. And I took the questions that I was receiving and I took that as, well, that's what people want to know. And the questions that I was receiving, right, this is how I created clear messaging, right? So take notice of what questions people are asking you. Take notice of what conversations you're having, because this is how you're going to create clear messaging. You'll know who it's for. You'll see where you're able to help and the gaps in people's knowledge and their areas of expertise that you're able to deliver on. So I took that and I got really clear on what I was helping people with, and it was helping them find their soul purpose. And the other questions that they were asking were, well, how do I then monetize that? Like, we see you online and all it looks like you're doing is walking along the beach doing live streams. How are you making a living? It doesn't make sense to us. And so I started teaching. I'm like, look, guys, I've only been doing this a year, but I'm doing it successfully. I don't know what I'm doing, but let me break it down and I'll teach it to you. And so I created this very clear process, which I'll talk to you about in a moment. But first of all, it was how to find your purpose. And that specificity, right, knowing who I was speaking to, everyone that I was talking to, they wanted to know their purpose and they wanted to know how to turn it into a stream of income online, right? Or I don't even think it was necessarily online at that stage. What I also had was an engaged audience, right? Now I think I had less than 1,000 people on Facebook. I did a big cull when I started because I was too embarrassed to share my soul, my heart online, and so I deleted a lot of people who I had on Facebook that I didn't want to see me. I didn't want them to see me showing up. I tried to create 2 Facebooks. Facebook shut the new one down. I thought it was a false account because I was wanting to separate business and personal, and then I just thought, oh, fuck it, I'll just do it all on the one. And so I did it all on the one, but I deleted a lot of people, which means that I had it was about 700 people to start with on my Facebook. I had maybe a couple of thousand on my Instagram, which I'd grown from the blog, from the sober coaching, where I was just sharing lifestyle blogging at that stage. And the relationships that I had were key. And most of my very first clients were people that I used to party with, work with, old colleagues, friends of friends, people I'd met partying, like traveling, and they became my first engaged audience. And then word of mouth started to happen. So I was starting to get referrals, and someone would meet someone and say, oh, I've got to introduce you. And so I was doing a lot of connecting and networking. And I was going to lots of in-person events. Like I mentioned yesterday, that connection that we have in person with people is a game changer. And so you don't need a big audience. You don't need to have a huge like global reach to start with, but what you do have to have is good relationships. So if you're not getting out of the house, or if you don't want to get out of the house, catch up with people, get to know them, build relationships. That's what's going to create your engaged audience so that they're ready to buy when it is time for you to launch your next offer. Tiered pricing, right? I'm such a fan of tiered pricing. I love this so much. And when I was working with a coach at this time as well. I remember I invested, I think it was like 20,000 New Zealand dollars or 16 or 17,000 New Zealand dollars or something to invest in this coach who was playing the kind of game that I wanted to play. And I remember showing her and by the way, I didn't have that money at the time. I was like, okay, I'm going to pay a deposit of about $2,000 and I'll figure out how to pay the rest. So I'm pretty sure my first launch for this paid for the coaching. And so with the tiered pricing, I remember going to, I was like, I'm going to create this program, and I showed her, it's like step into your soul work, it's amazing. And I think I priced it at $197 or $297. She was like, Libby, this program is life-changing. Look at what you're teaching. This should be at least $1,000. And that feeling in my body, for those of you that just said, like, I don't know if I can create something for $1,000, I was there. That was me in 2019, started 2019. I was like, but it was like having that permission and realizing that actually, yeah, look how much I've invested in myself. Look how much it's taken me to be able to even deliver this. Look at all of those years of getting sober and choosing this new path, and the amount of work that it's taken me to be able to deliver a 6-week program is phenomenal. And so I started to see the value in what I was teaching. I started to see the value in the work that I was delivering. And what that allowed was for me I ended up pricing it at $1,000, but what I did was I went in, first of all, I did a very rough launch. I think I sent an email. I didn't have a web page or anything at this stage. And I just said to my audience, I don't know, a couple of hundred people on my email list at that time, I just said, hey guys, I'm running this program, and I'm going to do a launch for $497. There's no sales page or anything yet, but this is what you're going to receive. And so I think I sold 3 or 4 at $497. And then as that was happening, I was building out the web page. Once the pre-launch, that was just behind the scenes. I wasn't talking about it on social media or anything. And then what happened is I then launched an early bird. Right, so you do a pre-launch where it's behind the scenes for people that are already in your world, already in your community, and then an early bird where you're talking about it a lot on social media, you're talking about it a lot on your stories, behind the scenes, in your emails, you're talking about it everywhere, essentially. And this was a limited time early bird discount. So the people that were first in, they were like, I've seen you online, I know that I want to work with you, yep, cool, I'm going to jump into that. And it was, I think, $697. And then I did the standard pricing, which was about $997, or it ended up being about $1,000. So I offered payment plans, right? Don't worry, you don't have to pay it all at once. If you want to do a payment plan, I can do that for you. And then I did VIP upgrades as well, right? So I think there were about 7 people who upgraded, and I said, hey, look, this is a group program. I think we had maybe 20 or 30 people in that first launch. And I said, look, if you want my one-on-one help, right, I can help you one-on-one. We can have calls every week, right? The logistics don't necessarily matter in this, but it was a more personalized experience. And I can't even remember the amount that I sold them for. I think it was, I don't know, $3,000 for 2 months or something like that. But anyway, in total, the whole launch, I think it ended up being $52K in sales, not in a month, in sales. That was due to come in over a couple of months. And then the structure and process. So ultimately, you're looking at where are your clients right now, your potential clients right now, and where does the program take them, and what's the stages during the program? How do they know that they're going to get the results? And this being able to communicate this, I remember I used a Venn diagram to help communicate it, because I'm like, there's 3 stages. What if we created like a Venn diagram looking thing and showed people the process that we take them through? And so visually on social media, right, as well as verbally communicating with people, I was thinking of different ways that I could show people, here's the process that I take you on, right? Kind of like that. So thinking of different ways that you can take people. Hey to everyone that's just jumping on now. Sheree. Yeah. Cool. So how do you optimize, right? What are we going to focus on? I mentioned before, we mentioned that there are 4 areas to optimize, right? Now, over the next 30 to 60 days, if you focus on these 4 things, you will notice massive shifts in your business, right? Number 1, the message, right? We've gone on and on about it the last 3 days, right? Who are you? Who are you here to serve in this offer, right? I don't want you to have to answer your entire reason for being in your existence in this lifetime, but the offer that you're currently creating, or that you're holding as we're having this conversation in this master series, who is that offer for? All right, get really clear on them. Go back to day 1 if you want a reminder on that. How do you solve their problems? Right? What do you help them with? What are you really good at? And then you talk about that, right? Which leads us into the expansion. Right? Essentially, this is your marketing. Right? This is how you share the message. This is how you allow people to find you. Where are you expanding your message? Which platforms are you using? How often are you showing up? Right? If you don't have a ritual, if you like, part of your daily processes, just like you said to a client recently, I'm like, just like you shower every day, you would write a message, you would write a post every day. And she goes, yeah, I don't shower every day. I'm like, oh, okay. Right, so just like you would brush your teeth every day, or shower every day, or swim in the ocean every day, cleanse yourself, right? You create a process for yourself, knowing that you're committed to your business, your people, your community, your service, your mission, right? This for me stopped it becoming a task that I had to do and started being an act of service that I was responsible for. And the way that I changed my mindset around showing up consistently online was, number 1, I knew that if I keep showing up, people are going to see that I'm not going anywhere. And if people have a funny feeling or a funny relationship with buying stuff online, right? Like I did when I was starting in the online world, it was scary for me to invest in people that I hadn't met in person or into coaching or anything like that. It was always a very nerve-wracking experience. And so I knew that if I could show up and show that I'm a real human being and I'm not going anywhere, I'm going to continue showing up. I'm going to continue showing up, even if I've got a cold, even if I'm a bit unwell, right? I mean, obviously there's days where on the weekend, or I might take a day here or there, but consistently for over 5 years, 5.5 years now, I've been showing up nearly every single day. And it's no longer, and it never was a chore. It was, this is the mission that I'm on, and this is what it's going to take in order to achieve that, right? So look at the way that you're utilizing social media and your relationship with it. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, cool. So then we want to look at the sell, right? How do you make it as easy as possible for people to buy from you? How can you make it as easy as possible? And then you want to look at the back end, number 4, right? This is once they then come into your world. How can you make sure that's a really cool experience? How can you make sure that they feel taken care of, that you're getting to know them, and to make their experience as amazing as possible, right? If you deliver an amazing experience, they're going to tell their friends about you, and your business will grow very organically, right? So this is an optimized sales process. If the conversation yesterday around sales was a little bit scary, right, a bit of a recap as well. Social media, this is where you're going to be posting, right? If you follow this process, right, this is where you're going to optimize sales. Hopefully, is this helpful for you guys? Am I making it easier? Are we making it easier for you? Just breaking down a lot of the questions that you didn't even know that you had. Type yes in the comments. It's a love, yes, good, yes, 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 awesome, good, cool, fabulous, amazing, yay, great, okay, so social media, this is where you're going to be posting every day where possible. I know some of you have taken on the 30-day live stream challenge, which I'm so excited for. Please tag me in some of your live streams so I can celebrate with you. That's cool. You want to make sure that your content is clear, right? That it's speaking to the heart of your soul clients. What I love to do is I love to sit down and feel the energy, the hearts, the souls that I'm communicating with to help me channel my thoughts, right? If you're anything like me, you have so many different thoughts throughout a day, and rather than just kind of, that we talk about like this throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping that it hits, who are you speaking to? Right? Who are you actually sharing your message for? Sometimes I'll treat my Facebook or my posting or my Instagram like a journal, and it's not actually for anyone, it's for me. And then other times when I'm specifically wanting to teach something or share something, I'm tuning into who is this for? And if I was to send a text message or an email to a client right now, what would I say? What would I want them to know? Right? And I did this before I even was having consistent clients. I'm like, who do I want to be my client? Okay, what would I say to them? Right? So wherever you're at right now, hopefully that applies. Have real conversations. Honestly, this is a game changer. You have this incredible tool to get real-time feedback with your community and with your people, right? DMs, comments, right? Real conversations with people. The offer page, right? So from social media, you're then going to get them to drop an emoji or put a link. It's so much easier now than it was 5 years ago online in terms of being able to post a link on your stories. That has been a game changer. Honestly, it's so easy now. It's amazing. Get them to drop a comment, and then you send them the link, either post it in the comment or in the DMs. You want to avoid actually putting the link on your page, because Facebook is a free platform. It's amazing, but if you start putting links and they see that you're running it like a business, the algorithms will go, oh, not happening. So that you'll notice that probably your posts that are anything salesy, or you're launching something, or if you're putting a link in, they probably won't be doing as well. That's why. Also, try and avoid any language. You have to get really creative sometimes around, selling this or anything about buy now, anything to do with sales. Facebook recognizes it and it doesn't push it out. So this is why I believe that having a mixture of just heart-centered content where there's actually, you're not even selling anything, you're not even talking about anything that's driving to a launch or anything like that, that's what's going to help boost your algorithms over a longer period of time if you're showing up consistently as well. Facebook and Instagram, they recognize this, and get really creative around how you get people to the offer page. But once that's happening, once you're having a conversation with people who are asking for the link, they're interested in what you're offering, right? This is where they're going to start to come more and more and more into your world. So you might be giving them an opt-in page where they're coming onto your email list, right? Or you might be sending them directly to something that you're selling at the moment, which you get to optimize your sales page as well, which we won't be going into too much, but this is what we do with our clients. Fempreneur, we go into this a lot. You get all the sales templates and stuff in the programs inside Fempreneur and online programs. So what you want to make sure that with here, you've got a way for them to be able to pay, right? So they're going onto the page, then they're able to pay. Once they've made payments, just like we spoke about with the jeans shopping experience, you want to then give them something as soon as possible, right? So if you can automate this, right, YouTube can be your friend in this, or for those of you in Fempreneur, this is what we do on the tech calls, right? So come to the tech calls if there's a lot of tech stuff that you want to help with. We help you actually set that up, setting up your Stripe links, setting up the integrations between your website, payment gateway, and then funneling that into an automation sequence that someone's receiving something straight away in their inbox, right? So whether you're directing to a Facebook group straight away, however you're hosting the program or the offer, if the sooner that they can get that the the more fabulous the customer experience is going to be. Yeah, beautiful, awesome, awesome, awesome. Cool. So my desire for you is to ultimately take you from the startup phase and the shape phase into the scale phase and the skyrocket phase. How would that feel? How does that feel? That is what my intention for you is. That is what my goal for you is. And I'm very grateful that we get to be doing that. Yes, amazing, amazing. Cool. So remember, through all of this, your mission plus your processes plus your gifts, your unique gifts that you have been blessed with, and then when you share all of these, this is where you're going to start to get people inquiring. And so your homework from today is to get clear on everything. Everything. Right? Get crystal clear on everything that's in your business. Right? Keep asking, what does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? Right? I did a post recently around the jargon that we use in the online coaching industry. Right? It's like, join my container. What's a container? Is it a Tupperware thing? Right? Or come into my field. Like, you're in my field. People that aren't necessarily in either the spiritual coaching or just the coaching realm in general, they don't understand so much of the language that we're using. And so the way that so many of us are communicating, right, until we nail this, until we start to master this, is very waffly. So get really clear, what does that actually mean, right? If you're talking to someone and you're saying, should I think of an example? You're feeling you're in the woo-woo world or something. You're a woo-woo. I don't know, is that how you say it? You're a woo-woo. What does that mean? Right? Try and paint a picture. What does that actually mean? Okay, well, you're someone that has a spiritual outlook on life, right? Or you're someone that meditates every morning, right? Be very mindful of the way that you're speaking. Is that actually communicating clearly to the people that you're wanting to help? The next thing is engaging your audience, right? Start posting more, engaging with your audience, right? Just like we've spoken about, having conversations, speaking with people in a way that is true to your heart, your message, your soul, how you're wanting to be showing up and how you're wanting your people to feel, and really owning what you do. Really have the courage from here to own that you are a powerful leader, a powerful coach, a powerful healer, someone that is here to achieve and serve in amazing ways. And really own the fact that you're really good at what you do, right? You don't have to say, I'm really good at what you do. Your work and your energy and your confidence will ooze. The results will ooze through your messaging, through the way that you're showing up. And word of mouth will start to happen. Right? People will start referring you, clients and their friends and family. Right? So take the time to really practice speaking and showing up with so much confidence in what you offer. Right? Create tiered pricing. Right? Look at your current product suite and ask, is there a way that I can make this more accessible? And is there a way that I could add an even more intimate or even more transformational experience to what I'm currently offering to create these different access points in terms of the pricing of your different offers, or the one offer that you're working with? And then create the process. So if you're working with one offer at the moment that we've been looking at for the last few days, what's the process that you take someone through? Where do they start? What's the middle? Where's the end? How are they going to know that they've had success? How are they going to know that they've experienced the results? How are you going to know that they're on track? What's the for example, if you're hiring a team member, you'd want to know the KPIs. Well, as a coach, your clients are going to want to know the KPIs that you're helping them with. You'll want to know the KPIs that you're helping them with. Otherwise, it would be kind of like going into a tattoo parlor and being like, give me a tattoo. They're like, what tattoo? And you're like, any. right? As a coach, you've got to know, well, here is the design, here is the process, here is what we're going to be working towards, here is what we're going to be achieving, right? It doesn't have to be exact, but it could be the rough outline, right? Cool. Was this helpful, you guys? Was this helpful the last 3 days today? What's been your biggest takeaway from today? Oh, yay. I'm so happy to hear that it makes it seem easier. Pushes people away. Yeah. Seeing your comments. Cool. Yes, very helpful. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Cool. For those of you on Fempreneur asking about where is the sales page, the offer page, it's in the bonus section. In the bonus section, you'll see the sales page template along with the other templates that you've got there as well. Yeah, awesome, awesome. Cool, you guys. This has been so much fun. Thank you so much for the last couple of days. Tomorrow, I'm going to be sharing with you something so freaking cool. I'm going to be giving you real time behind the scenes access of how we've built out our core signature offer so that you can create an offer that is so epic, that gets your clients amazing results, that people love to join, that continues to have renewals and people want to stay in it and continue to grow a very, very, very successful offer. This for us has been something that has been a long time coming. We've spent so much time really refining something, a product that's going to help our clients get the most amazing results. We're constantly refining it, and I'm going to walk you through the process that we use to create it and that we use to launch it. And I think now we've got we're about 55 members in there now, and that would have been a dream a year ago to have 50 clients in one program, or at least 2 years ago. And I know, and that's only ever growing. So I want to show you how we've attracted 50 people into that, and really the simple process that's going to make it a lot easier for you as well. So I'm going to show you all of the processes: how to quit your 9 to 5, the launch planner, like everything in this, the back end processes. Who is excited for that? Does that feel helpful? Is that awesome? Hopefully you guys have got a lot of value out of this. Hopefully this has been amazing and you're able to then take what you've learned and apply it to your businesses. I'm so excited to see you go out and create $5,000 in the next 30 days. On Monday, we are going to be having a Q&A along with the prize draw for those of you that are here live. If you have questions that arise or that have come up that we've not been able to answer on the live stream, I'm going to sit down with you and we're going to answer those questions. So prepare a question. It'll be a live stream like this. You'll pop it in the chat box and I'll go through and I'll answer it right then for you. If you know that you want to go to the next level with us and you feel like, Libby, this 3 days has been amazing already. I know we've already got tomorrow as a bonus and we've got Monday as another bonus, but I already know that I want more. Then send me a message or comment. If you're on the live, comment in the chat box, Fempreneur. Or if you're on the replay, send me a message on Facebook or on Instagram and say Fempreneur. Because right now we're in the pre-launch for the next round of it, and I will share a special offer with you for those that have joined the CEO series. Oh, and we've also got a couple of spaces left for Expansion Retreat in Queenstown, which is happening in 2 weeks. If anyone feels like a last minute trip to Queenstown and you feel like you're at the perfect time to really look at expanding your business and you're already starting to bring in a little bit of money in the business, but you really want to go to the next level, this is going to be an amazing 3 days in Queenstown together. So send me a message if you're interested in that. Apart from that, I will see you. Oh my gosh, Steph says joining Fempreneur is the best thing I've done this year. That is amazing. Thank you so much. I love co-creating with you. So good. All right, everyone, I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for today. Thank you so much for your time, your energy, for creating this together. It has been a blast. I hope you've had a good time. Remember to share on your socials and tag me to go in the draw to win some of the amazing business audits one-on-one with me, or some other amazing prizes that we have got, some cash prizes up for grabs. We've got some merchandise that we're giving away, and the amazing one-on-one sessions that we are going to be looking at deep in your business, so I can show you what to do for exactly where you're at to move into the next stage. Thank you, everyone. Together, we're creating a whole new way, and together we rise.